So together, we can turn the world into spectacular. I'm the Miraculah, Blistacular, the intergalactica. And I've been cultivating my magic powers as a wordgician to drop interesting seeds of subliminal messages into the imagination of collective consciousness. As a word philosopher, my questiny has been to find an adorkable and influential vocabulary to wake us up from the doldrums of normal reality so we can align with the infinite and the infinite potential of the universe. The his-niverse, the her-niverse, the our-niverse, the love-niverse. Because anything is possible and anything can happen. Delightment fulfilled. You want to know the real secret of magic? Yes. The real secret of magic is that the world is made of words. And when you know the words that the world is made of, you can make whatever you wish. Terrence McKenna. Well, I'm so pregnant with possibilities, I think I might be having contractions. More faciliously, people. I'm not just insinuating we've been living in a toxic hallucination of paranoia and deep frustration. I'm certain of it. I mean, who's not toxosted in the war of competitive egos, money manipulators, and hypocrites? And that's okay. I'm having hippie epiphanies. Who's having hippie epiphanies around here? You know what a hippie epiphany is? Is when you recognize how to do things in a good way. Okay? Have good, healthy thoughts, right? Because your thoughts are spells, and your words are incantations. And this is just a myth that we're agreeing upon. It's not a history. It's a blistery. It's a myth story. It's a wish story. And what are we wishing in? I know I've been praying in some rain. I know that all of you have too. Tonight is a very special night. It's a multiple-fold night. We're here.
All right, I'm going to stop it there, and I'm going to come back to me. And yeah, so there you go. Now you get a little vibe of the artist that I'm working with. And so I brought her into the studio. I'd read some of her poetry, and I loved what she had going. Now, it was quite a different recording experience for me than with other artists I've worked with, because I usually work with quite seasoned musicians, and she was neither a musician or was she seasoned in being in the recording studio. And it was challenging for me because her sense of rhythm was off. I mean, she wasn't a musician. What should I expect? You know, she's great doing the spoken word stuff there, but I hadn't really thought about the rhythm part. And then she was pretty shy of the mic as well. So that made it hard to kind of get a good recording of her voice. After a while, I mean, it was a process. It took her many takes for her to relax. I mean, she's never done this before. I can understand. It's nerve-wracking. So eventually, you know, it just many, and I let go of her being on rhythm. I'm like, I just want her to say the words that she, you know, however she feels it. I'm not going to try to force a rhythm into her. Just let her relax. And so then, because she kept judging herself as well and almost trying too hard. I mean, I've definitely been there before doing art. And then she was quite soft-spoken as well. But finally, you know, after about an hour or two, I mean, I let her have her own time to just go through with it. And she got more and more relaxed. And I got some great takes. Even though the rhythm was off, I'm like, you know, that's fine. I'll deal with it. So I'd say this song is one of the songs that I've spent about the most time editing the vocals. I mean, I really went in there and moved every single practically consonant around to find a consistent rhythm. I had to work a lot on the vocal recording quality and level as well, because She was not experiencing using the mic, and she was very shy of the mic. She recorded quietly and stayed away from the mic. So I had to use a lot of compression and EQ, but try not to overdo it so there wasn't like some background noise coming through. So what I did is I took her spoken word piece, which was quite a bit longer than what I actually used, and I chopped it up and I put it into places that I wanted, and the places that were rhythmic, then I did the super editing on it. I used a program called Melodyne as well, where you can tune it. It's a phenomenal vocal editing program. And then I also took parts of her vocals and I chopped them up. I repeated them. I took a little chunk and made it the chorus. I made it a lot catchier and more of a song. And then in the back, I had my own vocals doing some certain kind of chants and adding kind of a rhythmic vibe as well to kind of, I really kind of wanted to push this track along rhythmically. And with my vocal parts, I played around with that. I also affected my voice occasionally where it's very deep and it sounds like a man. So it's like kind of playing with multiple personalities on a track. And the other thing I was gonna just demonstrate to you right now is that there's a few in a lot of my tracks. I've had a couple of elements of live generated percussion loops, and that means that I create the samples or the little loop myself here in the studio, and I record. So let's see, this one, 3, I'm just gonna hear what it is.
Life, the mission, the prophecy has arisen. The time is wow, the perfect condition.
Okay, I hear that one. Yes, so that one I wanted to show you is this instrument happening in it. That's an a-go-go, so I just want you to hear, so you kind of hear that, what that sounds like. And so I added the a-go-go in here. Listen out for that sound. It's kind of quiet in the mix.
Life, the mission, the prophecy has arisen. The time is wow, the perfect condition. Remember love.
So that was the a-go-go, one live percussion part. And then the other live percussion part is this, it's called a guiro. Now I was in a lot of percussion bands, mainly samba bands and traditional Cuban bands. So I know a lot of the different instruments and the different patterns from those traditions, and I like to play around and add those into my mix. So this is the guiro. So try to hear the guiro in this part. Yeah, so that was I think you heard it. Yeah, so I just wanted to highlight a little, a few pieces that I put in there as far as instrumentation. Now I'm just going to read the lyrics. So here we go. These are the lyrics of the track. It's called The Cure. Love is enough to justify existence. Make a prayer for life. Go the distance. When life gets hard, ask for assistance. Take your time. Be persistent. Let go of fear. Stop the resistance. Embody faith. Make the commitment. Dedication to the fulfillment. Know your worth. Step into your brilliance. So I'm just going to comment a bit on that part. So this love is enough. It's like there's this concept also that, when we go to choose, we're either choosing love or fear. So it's like, let go of that fear. Like, really choose love. When you're you're at a crossroads, you got to choose love. You choose fear. Choose love. Stop resisting it. and know your worth. Step into your brilliance. This is about self-love. Next part goes, love is woven into emotion. Watch your thoughts, your words, and what's spoken. Abracadabra, you've been chosen for the best of life, fully woken. Love that part, especially because it's got the abracadabra in it. Super fun to have the magic word. Here we go, next part. Live life in full devotion, embodied heart, mind, spirit, interwoven, past, present, future, unbroken. The time is now to be outspoken, a stand for peace in motion. We've got the vision that's driven, a loving heart, the ambition, honoring life, the mission. The prophecy has arisen. The time is wow, the perfect condition. Remember, love is forgiving. Awaken to universal wisdom. So a loving heart is the ambition. And so that's why I say, choose love over fear. We're going to keep having to make these choices over and over and over again. And if we can recognize that one of the choices we're thinking of making is driven by fear and the other one is driven by love, well, let's go towards the love. So let your heart open wider. The heart of existence is desire. Nothing but presence is required. Trust and truth is how we move higher. Trust and truth, 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 trust and truth is how we move higher. Heal your heart. Heal your heart. Heal your heart. Heal your heart. So yeah, once again, the songs of just saying, go to love, heal your heart, you have to start with self-love and self-experience. And I think, as an artist, especially we're in the studio or you're trying something new, you're definitely being vulnerable, and it's an act of self-love. So what I'm going to do now is actually play the entire track for you. Here we go.
Listen up.
Live life in full devotion, embodied heart, mind, spirit interwoven, past, present, future unbroken. The time is now to be outspoken. I stand for peace in motion. We got the vision that's driven. A loving heart, the ambition. Honoring life, the mission. The prophecy has arisen. The time is wow, the perfect condition. Remember, love is forgiving. Awaken to universal wisdom.
Listen up.
Trust in truth. Trust in truth. Trust in truth. Trust in truth. Trust in truth is how we move higher, 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 higher. Trust in truth. 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 Trust in truth is how we move higher, 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 higher. Heal your heart. 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 Life the mission. The prophecy has arisen.
So there we go. Yeah, there's the track. And yes, I would say it is about healing the heart. And a lot about healing the heart is self-acceptance and self-expression. So thank you for joining me. I was just listening through and thinking that, yeah, this track I had a lot of fun with glitch elements. So these super little repetitive parts of where like repeats a syllable and creates kind of a rhythmic thing. I was using a plugin called Glitch Edit, I think it was called. It was super fun. So I just want to point that other part. And I would say, thanks once again for joining me. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're already subscribed, would you please share the link to my YouTube channel on your socials, spread the word. Next week, we're carrying on with the theme of shooting star and mother's love. It's about a child and the loss of a child, but definitely that beautiful unconditional love. I'll be talking about that song next week. And I want to say, thank you so much for joining me.
Heal your heart.
And heal your heart.